right, good morning. We'll start with our shoulder rolls, inhaling and exhaling, getting movement through that chest and that upper back, rounding into it, lifting into it, squeezing, and those knees bending, tucking, rounding, lifting, movement through that whole body. And then next time we'll come down, we'll stay here and round to our cow and our cat. If you want to angle it a little bit to one side, get a little different stretch, angle, and the other side. And then back to center, weight in your heels, abs pulled in, big deep breath in, exhale, gently bring that down, roll those shoulders and mosey over to your book. Right foot is up on your book. We're gonna start with those little hip drops, right? So my hip shoots out to the right, and then I just tuck it under me. So right now I'm letting my left toes touch the ground, but then we're gonna lift those left toes off the ground. Even though my leg is moving, I'm not moving it, right? So it's all from that tucking. And we should really start to feel this in that whole outside of the right side. Last two, last one. Staying here, we're going to bend that right knee, tap the left heel without weight, and straighten. Bend and tap, and straighten and bend. Last two. Hold it down, that foot just hovers, right knee is bent. See if you can lift that leg and then straighten up. Ooh, and then we'll take that right leg behind us. We're going to tuck it under and drop that knee, or bend that knee, drop into a nice stretch, right arm up and over. And then as you come up, step back, right leg goes over left, up and over you go, push that hip to the right. Separate those feet, bend those knees, hands on your thighs, cat and cow, and then right arm lifts you up, and we get to do those two on the other side. So left foot is up on your book. We're gonna let the left hip shoot out and tuck it under, shoot out and tuck it under. When you're ready, that hand, or excuse me, that foot just hovers in the air. Tuck it under. Again, starting to feel that, I hope, down that side. Almost there. Good, and then square it up, bend that left knee, tap the right heel and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Almost there. And come on off, left toes go back, tuck that hip under, drop into that knee, left arm can come up, maybe go a little away. And then we'll step with that left leg up and over the right, hips go to the left, arm to the right. All right, and then back up on that book again with that right foot, abs in. We are in Pilates, so stay tall. We'll just do a quick little round of our en quad. So foot goes forward, foot goes side, foot goes back, foot comes center. We're gonna go forward, side, and back. Options if you want, you can do something with your arms. A few more here. And last time. Beautiful. Oy. If you've got the balance to take that left leg across, or excuse me, right leg across, sit into it. If you don't, if you have something handy, you can grab hold of that and press the hips back and round under and press them back. And then we get to do all that on the other side. So the left foot is up on the book, abs in, we go forward and side and back, adding arms if you want. And one more round, forward, side, and back. Wow. So this time, the opposite leg, left leg goes across. Again, you're welcome to move to somewhere if you want to hold on to it, so you're not just wobbling, you're getting the stretch too. And round it under, and extend it out. Bring that up. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sit right up on that book to start with, please. Legs are extended, maybe a little bend in them. You're gonna pull your glutes out from under you so you're sitting nice and tall. We're just gonna go into a nice, easy spine stretch to start with. You can stay here, you can press tall and then hinge. You can grab forward, you can walk those feet forward, you could lift the arms, stretch it out. Lots of options, but because you're on that book, and hopefully scooted toward the front of the book, by the way, you could get a little bit of a tip in that pelvis. All right, so we're gonna leave the book where it is. Hopefully it'll end up in the right spot. You might have to scoot forward a little bit so that when you roll down, it is giving you a pelvic tilt. Now, if the book is like, ouch, grinding into your sacrum or tailbone, just take a little cushioning with your mat. So again, you'll end up in that pelvic tilt. We're going to exaggerate it by pulling the knees in and trying to get that low back really close to the ground. So we're basically in our position for our toe touch. You can have your arms to the side facing the ceiling or put them on your ribs to keep that contact. And then, as always, when you're in this pelvic tilt, you actually don't want your toes to touch the ground because that would put you in extension. You can always make it a heel flex. You can make it a double leg toe touch, double leg heel flex. And wide knees are an option. And finally, if you're ready to add a bigger challenge, you can lengthen out those legs so you have the long lever. You can try a single leg. Remember, ribs are down, abs are in, or double leg. Hey, come join us, baby. Just a cattail. Just a few more here. And then bring those knees in. You're going to place them apart so that you can bridge up and hopefully move that mat, if that was there, and that book out of the way. Hey, thanks for joining us. We're going to take that book and we're going to bring it across our shins so that we can get a deeper stretch with that book helping us. Little rock side to side if you'd like. And then feet on the ground. We're going to put that book in our hands. Actually, let's move it just to our left for now. Deep breath in, exhale. Engage those ribs and those abs, pull the ribs down toward the hips, shoulders back and down, keep your right hand there so that you know you're not popping the ribs up even when you extend that overhead, and then come on back up again. Inhale to stretch and reach, and exhale back up again. Inhale, stretch and reach, and back up again. So when your arm goes overhead, you should feel the challenge of having to keep those ribs in place. We're gonna add on, bend the elbow, straighten the elbow, and come back up. Up and over you go, bend, straighten, and up. And then we'll leave it overhead. Feel that stretch, feel that challenge, keep the abs solid. Straighten the arm, straighten the arm, straighten the arm, straighten, straighten, straighten. 3, 2, 1. Let the book just sit on your ribs. Take those fingers back to face your feet. Try different positions with the elbow closer, closed closer, or wider. See what gives you a better tricep stretch. And then we'll bring that book into the right hand, left hand across your rib cage, deep breath in. As you lengthen that arm overhead, challenge comes there, and then back up again. Inhale, stretch and reach, and exhale back up. This time we add bend, straighten, and back up and over, bend, straighten, and up. And then up and over, we bend and straighten, keep the ribs in place, challenge. And relax again. Hook onto those ribs and just let those hands come back the other way. And just leave that book where it is, right on your rib cage. You can even turn it so that it contacts your low abs also. And then deep breath in, exhale, sink the ribs down. So that book is going to give you that feedback. And we're going right back to our toe touch, just a quick little set with that book there for feedback. So you can go single leg, you can go single leg flex. You guys know all these. You can go toe touch point or toe touch flex, or wide knees. You can go to long levers if you want. And once again, we're going to use that book to help us get a nice deep stretch, and then put the left foot on the ground, bring the book behind the right leg to get a deeper stretch. We're going to hold that there, pulling that leg in and down, and we're going to point the left leg up in the air. We're going to exhale, lift up, and as we do so, we're going to move that right knee into tabletop. So we're pulling against the book, but we're pressing the thigh against the book. And then you're going to come halfway down, bend that knee, and stretch. So it's a small move. We're reaching through those left toes. I'm pushing and pulling the right thigh against the book. I'm pulling with my arms. Couple more. And relax. Feet on the ground. Hug that left knee in. Start with that nice stretch. And then right toes point up in the air. Stretch and reach. As you do so, left leg goes tabletop. And then it's that small pulsing movement. And relax, and we'll take that book in front again, hug it in, take a little rock side to side. We're going to move that book between the knees, and hopefully your legs are able to hold it in place, it's not too slippery, arms out into a T, lift the ribs and then pull them in. And then we're gonna go side to side as far as we can go, but we have to come up without dropping the book, so the legs don't get to separate, and we can see those toes. And then this time, let the knees drop all the way to the left, just into a gentle twist. And then use your left elbow to help bring everything to center, drop to the right. And then you can move that book out of the way as you come back to center. We're gonna take that book and put it on our ankles again. We're gonna rock just gently side to side. And then roll over to face me. Put the book at the top of your mat. Long lying legs, so when you look down, you can't really see them. And then that top hand is gonna rest on the book, which is gonna bring us off the ground a little bit. But what you don't wanna do is let your body sag. If you get tired, absolutely come down, but then create your mouse house. But the challenge is to have armpit, ribs, everything off the ground as you lift and lower that top leg. You can let your head rest against your arm so your neck doesn't get tired. So a little extra challenge, hopefully, to those obliques. The further away that book is, the less surface area that's holding it, the more challenge. But we're also working that outer hip a little bit. And relax, bring it all down. Give that knee or that leg a little bit of love. And don't forget which way your head is as you flip over onto your abs, and those hands go on that book, which hopefully is off your mat. All 10 toes are in the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull your belly button in and press on the book to lift up. And then inhale, just drag it back and hold. Exhale, come down. Inhale, hold. Exhale, drag it back. And again, just keep this movement going. Exhaling to pull in and lift. Inhaling at the top and exhaling down. Deep breath in. Exhale, stretch, reach, lift. Inhale, top. Exhale, reach. And just continuing that motion. So we're just going to hold that up. All right. You're going to leave the book where it is. You're moving your head to the other end, and you're putting your feet on the book. So don't forget, we still have another side to do with that first example. So we're coming up in our side plank. Before we do, protect the shoulder, push it back, lift up out of it, engage those lats. Come on up, side plank, and hold. Keep those hips lifting higher since you're on that book. A little more challenge to lift them up a bit higher. If you wanted, you could do a lift and a lift and a lift and a lift and a lift. And then we come down. And you're going to stay however you are, but just move your book to the other end. And we should be on the opposite side. Yay! Hand on top of the book. When you're lying down, you can barely see those toes, abs in, waistline lifted. And then you're going to see if you could actually lift that whole torso as you do that leg lift. Up more. And relax. Ooh. We're just going to flip over once again. Hands are on that book. One more set like that, deep breath in. Exhale to press down, inhale, pull back, use those shoulder blades. Maybe this time you come a little higher, only if that feels okay to you. As always, toes are pointed, knees are lifted, abs are pulled in. Just a nice little extension here, upper body. Couple more. And relax. All right, leave that book where it is. Put your feet up on it or side plank the other way. And then again, we want to protect the shoulder. So push it down, press it back, lift up out of it, engage the lats. And as you're ready, come up into your side plank and hold, or feel free to do a little lift. And relax. From there, just go ahead and face your book. Scoot a little toward it in those knees, pull those glutes out from under you, and then reach for the book and put your hands on it. So now we're doing that spine stretch, but our arms got longer because you have the book there. If you need to, you can flip the book all the way up, right? And then play with scooting forward. All right, let's just leave the book at the bottom of the mat. So we'll do our forward plank on it. So come on over. And we're gonna have our elbows under our shoulders, hands apart, deep breath in, lift up pre-plank, become a straight line from your head to your hip. You're welcome to ignore the book or tuck your feet and come on up onto that plank. And I don't think I'll do that today. But if you did, it would look like that. And then you can use that book as you press back to give yourself a little extra space for your shell stretch. And then as you come forward, let's just undulate forward and back, cat-cow. Really get some nice movement through that spine. And then you're going to take that book and bring it behind your right hamstring. And then bend that right knee so closely, so tightly, that your heel is close to your hip. Hopefully you can see that. So you're going to be able to hold that book in place. And then neutral your spine. So abs are in and ribs are in, but you have a little, if you're lying on the ground, you'd have a little arch. And then lift that leg up. Now you're welcome to stay with a pointed toe or a flexed heel. Don't go so high that your hips tip. And then option to hold, option to add your left arm. Option to press the right heel, and option to press the right heel and lift and lower the hand. And then relax. We'll stretch those hammies in a minute. But let's go ahead and bring that foot behind the left leg. Again, try and get that right heel as close to your booty as possible. Make sure you're in a neutral spine, right? So you're neither rounded nor extended, nice and neutral. And then lift the leg up. You can stay there. You can flex the foot. You can press. You can add the arm. You can add both. and relax. All right, as promised, a little hamstring stretch, so we'll sit up on that butt. You're gonna keep your left glute on the book, and that knee can be bent like this for now, if that's okay with you. Right leg a little off to the side, you can choose a bent knee to start with. And then again, we're gonna kind of drop that right glute off, sit tall, pivot toward it, and hinge forward. Walk yourself forward, try not to roll out of it, press forward. You can straighten that leg, you can scoot forward to get that pelvis not to be rounded under you. And then sit up tall, and let's go the other way. So right leg comes in, left leg off to the side. Scoot, so your left glute is hanging in space. So you might already, if you're not hiking it up, you might already feel that stretch starting. Pivot toward it, hinge, and press into it. All right, while we're here, we're going to stay in this position, but all I want you to do is stabilize so you're a little bit more on that book, and then tuck that left leg behind you. So you're in that mermaid position. Right arm off to the side. This will be pleasant. Drop onto your right elbow. And then use that left arm to lift yourself up, 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 up. Then put that left arm down. Right arm comes up, and you're not going to collapse into it. You're going to reach and then stretch up and over as far as you can go up, not over. So really reach. You don't want to round those ribs. You want to lift it up out of that right hip. And then back to center. Staying where you are, both arms are going to come into a V, and you're going to tip again to the right and back to center. To the right and back to center. To the right and back to center. Stick with that, or bring your arms by your ears, and you're not going to move the arms only. Your whole torso is going to go. Range of motion might get smaller. And final option, clasp those hands, index finger points, like you're a little candle. And then just to be nice, drop that right arm down, reach, stretch it out, stretch that opposite leg, flex through the heel, roll forward a little bit, open back up again. As you pivot up, you've got that hamstring stretch again, just a quick little hinge. And then we get to switch it on. So left leg is going to come tucked, and right leg tucks behind us. Sitting up tall off of that left glute. Up and over you go to the left. That should be the pleasant one, the easy one. And then up through center, right arm out, left arm, reach, 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 as if you're lifting your ribs out of your hips, and then move. And then come to center, arms in a V, and we go side, left, and center. And left, and center. One more challenge, arms by your ears. And then hands together if you like, little candle. Why is an Elton John song going through my head? Oh, sorry. Up and over you go, hand down, support yourself, and reach, reach, reach. Use that arm, lift, 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 spin it around, straighten that bottom leg, and hinge. All right, come on off of that book for me, please. We're gonna mosey our way down, lying down position. Little rock side to side. And then feet are going to be on the ground for starters. Take that book into your right hand. Actually, no, let's do both. Sorry. Ooh. Deep breath in. All you can do is move your arms to the right without your legs doing that, right? So keep your legs center and back. And then legs stay center, arms go the other way. And they're just basically coming right over your chest. So this is sort of the opposite of what we did earlier when the knees were moving side to side. When you go to one side, you should feel a pull on that opposite area of your low abs. And then if you want a little more challenge, stack your legs tabletop, same rules apply. As your arms move, you're trying not to let those hips wobble or those knees move. So you have to find, where can I go where if I go too far, I'm done. And then hug those knees in. We're going to take a little stretch for our hip flexors, since we use them so much. So you're going to put that book on the ground, and we're going to roll over onto it. You want it to be parallel with your left thigh as you come onto the book with your left knee pretty close to the book. Bend that left knee, grab it. See if your right leg moved to the right, scoot it over, get it back into parallel with the book. And that might be all you need to do, but most of us need to square our hips. So instead of being rolled onto your right hip is going to be floating. If my book is 2 inches thick, so then my hip's going to be 2 inches off the ground. And then the last thing I want you to think, cat, tucked under tailbone, cat tailbone, tucked under. And that should really get that stretch. And then relax. You can leave that right where it is. Just slide the book to the side and let your knee come to rest on top of it. And just relax here, a little quick half frog. Also working on that inner thigh area. And then just straighten out that left leg. You're going to slide that book underneath your right thigh. Remember, it's down close to your knee. Left leg stays right next to the right one. Bend the right knee, grab the ankle, stabilize the hip. So my left hip isn't going to be on the ground. It's going to be a couple inches off. Pull the belly button in, tuck the hips under, press down. And then gently slide the book to the side, and that knee just rest on it in a little half frog. And then come on up on all fours, hinge back, and then come to tabletop. You're going to put that book on your sacrum and find stability. And once you're stable, going back into that bird dog without dropping your book. And we're just going to hold this one. And gently bring that down. And then we're going to do the same thing other side. Gently bring that down. All right. Come on over one more time onto your spine. Book is off to the front, and your hand is on it. Deep breath in. Exhale, back hand lifts up, and front hand helps you lift up a little bit and rotate the tiniest bit to me and down. Lift, rotate, and down. So a minute ago, we did that thing where we didn't let our knees move when our arms were moving. Same thing applies here, right? So even though I'm lifting up and twisting, try not to let the knees rock and roll. Just a couple more to this side. And we're going to do the other side. So back arm is on your book. Front arm helps you lift up, reach, and pivot. And again, keep an eye on those knees. See what's happening in your hips. My front hip wants to rotate, so I'm going to do my best to keep it grounded. Couple more. If your neck is bothering you, you could absolutely do this with support, so long as you promise not to pull on your neck. And relax. All right. We are going to bring that book behind the right hamstring and give it a tug in. Use your hands to pull that leg closer to your armpit. Maybe draw a couple circles on the ceiling in each direction. And then bend the knee in, flex through that heel, and we'll flip the book so it's pushing down, but also pressing up against that calf. And then we might point and flex a little bit and move side to side. If you want a little extra challenge, you're going to put the book on the bottom of the foot and press to get your deeper hamstring stretch. So I'm pulling down, might even move the book a little forward to pull my toes down to get a deeper stretch in that calf. And then straightening out, probably won't be able to go all the way. Slide the book all the way down to your hamstring, grab it, and straighten out your left leg. Flex through that left heel, point your right toes, and then flex the heel and push against the book, arms push against the book, and then let go. That resistance, maybe you can come closer, flex again, press. Inhale, let it go. And then lower that right leg. Book goes off to the right for a moment. Right ankle crosses the left thigh, pivot open. Reach around, thread your needle. Take some rocks side to side if that would feel good. And then right knee over left, hug it in and over to the left, sorry. You can put your right hand underneath that book to help deepen what's going on in your twist. You can stay here in that stretch or put your left foot on the ground, let your knees drop left. Come on back through center, right foot on the ground, book behind your left leg. And hug it in, draw some circles, use the book to help you. And then we're going to flip. So the book is pushing the hamstring down, but pressing up against the shin, calf muscle, maybe movement through that foot. And then again, the challenge will be to put that book on your foot and press down. Even more is to slide it towards your toes. And then try and straighten the leg wherever you can. And then slide the book to the hamstring, right leg straightens, left toes point, and then we'll flex and press against the book, hands pull, leg presses, and then we relax. And then we do that again. And then we relax, look off to the left, left leg down. And then you're going to bend that left knee, cross it over the right, thread your needle, little rock side to side. And then crisscross, pull it up and over to the left. You can slide your hand under the book over to the left and stay in this stretch or twist. And then just slide onto your right side. Use that to help you come up to all fours. We'll roll through a cow cat again. And then boxy shape, tuck your toes, lift up, and press back. Wide stance, nod yes and shake no, hands on your thighs, roll cat, inhale cow. Big deep breath in. Thank you guys.